Hey everybody, HChannelLiam here and welcome to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon that has more than one form and we have a look at the differences between those forms to find out which one really is the best. We also have a Metronome battle between the different forms of that Pokemon just so we can see it in action and looking as boss as it possibly can. If you're a fan of Form Fight and you're ready for more, hit the like button to show that you love this series and of course subscribe so you never miss an episode. But with all that out of the way, let's see who we're taking a look at today. Today's going to be a bit unusual as we're comparing a Pokemon that has 6 different forms. That's the Plasma Pokémon Rotom, with its forms Normal, Heat, Wash, Mow, Frost, and Fan. Rotom in its normal form can be found in Sinnoh's Old Chateau by trading Ditto on Unova's Route 15, in the Dream World's Spooky Manor, and in the Lost Hotel in Kalos. Rotom will change forms when it possesses certain appliances. A microwave oven will cause it to become Heat Rotom, a washing machine Wash Rotom, a lawnmower Mow Rotom, a refrigerator Frost Rotom, and possessing an electric fan will produce Fan Rotom. There is one other form, which is the Pokedex form, but it's not been shown to be able to battle yet, so I'm not going to include it in today's video. So let's have a look what the Pokedex tells us about the 6 main Rotom forms. The Pokedex tells us that all 6 forms of Rotom are 0.3 meters tall and weigh 0.3 kilograms. As they're all simply transformations of the same Pokemon, they share a Pokedex entry, which reads, "Research continues on this Pokemon, which could be the power source of a unique motor. Its body is composed of plasma. It is known to infiltrate electronic devices and wreak havoc." In all its forms, Rotom retains its face and orange body colour, and its alternative forms simply take on the appearance of the appliance Rotom has possessed, with a different colour of energy surrounding them, usually similar to colours associated with their typing, although God knows why Frost Rotom gets purple. When we look at their shiny versions, the bodies of all the Rotoms turn from orange to a deep red colour, and the energy around them switches to a dull orange across all forms. Now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. And buckle up, because we've got 6 different typings to look at. In its normal form, Rotom is a dual-type electric and ghost Pokemon, meaning it's weak to ghost and dark, resists flying, bug, poison, steel, and electric type attacks, and has complete immunity to normal and fighting type moves, as well as its ability Levitate, making it immune to ground type attacks as well. Heat Rotom is an electric and fire type Pokemon, so it's weak to rock and water, and has the most resistances of all the Rotoms, resisting flying, bug, steel, fire, grass, electric, ice, and fairy. And of course again, it's immune to ground type moves because of its ability. Wash Rotom is a dual electric and water type Pokemon, meaning it has the least amount of weaknesses, only being weak to grass type moves. This Pokemon resists flying, steel, fire, water, ice, and again is immune to ground. Mow Rotom is part electric, part grass, and is therefore weak to poison, bug, fire, and ice, and resists steel, water, grass, electric, and is immune, would you believe it, to ground type moves. Frost Rotom, don't worry, we're nearly there. It's a dual type electric and ice Pokemon, weak to fighting, rock, and fire, and resistant to flying, electric, and ice, as well as having the same ground immunity as its Rotom brethren. And finally, we have Fan Rotom, part electric, part flying, giving it weakness to rock and ice, resistances against fighting, flying, bug, steel, and grass, and of course immunity to ground type moves. Now we're going to take a look at the stats and abilities of this rabble of Rotoms. Now normal Rotom is the weakest of all its forms, having the lowest base stat total and having only speed and special attack worth mentioning, and with HP, defense, and special defense that make it an unlikely addition to most Pokemon teams. As for the rest of the Rotoms, all 5 other forms have the same stats, with slightly lower speed than normal Rotom, but improved defense, special attack, and special defense, giving them much more staying power in battle. All 6 Rotom forms have the same ability, which we've already mentioned. It can only ever be Levitate, which is why all these electric type Pokemon have no need to worry about ground type moves, since Levitate grants them immunity. And of course an obvious criticism here is that Rotom Fan is part flying, so it's immune to ground anyway because of its typing, and therefore having the Levitate ability on it is completely redundant, since it has the same effect as being a flying type. Cheers Game Freak! Great job. Now it's time for me to decide which of these 6 Rotom forms I think is the best. I mean, I am inclined to say normal Rotom form is really cute in and of itself, but other than that, it's not really got anything going for it because it's so weak. I think if I was going to pick any, I'd pick Rotom Heat, purely because it has so many resistances. It's only weak to rock and water, and they're only 2 times weaknesses, so that's not too big of a deal. So I feel like you get the best out of Heat Rotom. but I do appreciate that a lot of people prefer to use Wash Rotom. But it's not up to me, so it's time to have a look at how these Pokemon fare on the battlefield. It's time to see exactly what these appliances really are made of. And of course that can only mean one thing, it's time for the Metronome battle. We're taking a little bit of a step into the past. This battle is going to be conducted on Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, and that's because triple battles existed in Generation 6, and it's the only way I can get 6 Rotom on the field at one time. It's going to be a bit limited because obviously Pokemon on the same side of the battlefield generally won't attack each other unless they're using a spread move, so it does have its limitations, but ultimately, realistically, this is the only way I can really do it. However, to try and make it as fair as possible, I have used a random number generator to determine which Rotom gets to go on which side of the field, so that should hopefully take any kind of bias out of it. And of course, before the battle starts, I will mention all these Rotom forms have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any items, they've obviously all got the same ability, it's levitate, so the only thing that factors into whether these Pokemon have an advantage or a disadvantage is their base stats and their typings. Everything else is up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the most packed form fight you're going to see this series. 6 Rotom forms, only one can win. We know Normal is always going to move first because it's got that slightly higher base speed. Going to use Worry Seed, removing the ability Levitate, swapping it with Insomnia onto Mow Rotom. That's interesting because now Mow Rotom can be hit by ground type moves. This is going to be one heck of a Metronome battle. We get Bite onto Mow Rotom. Mow's not feeling so good right now, feeling a little targeted. Of course, Frost Rotom being on that side can't hit Mow Rotom unless it uses some kind of spread move. There's the Toxic Spikes. Absolutely useless, of course, because there's no switching in or out. Heat Rotom's going to use Coil, which will of course increase its attack, defense, and accuracy all by one stage, so Heat's just getting ready, don't you worry. Mow Rotom finally going to attack for itself with Shadow Sneak, which is going to be super effective on normal Rotom. That's a brilliant first move for Mow Rotom. Of course, Fan Rotom coming in with Fusion Bolt. If this is on Wash Rotom, that will be fantastic damage. If not, as we see, it goes on to normal Rotom, not going to do a lot of damage, not very effective at all. Here goes normal with the second turn of attacks in this Metronome battle. Dragon Rage is going to be beautiful, 40 guaranteed damage on Mow Rotom, chipping away at all that bulk going on. Here's Fan Rotom with an Iron Head, of course, it's going to be resisted, 4 times resisted by Wash Rotom. So that wasn't a good move at all. Fan Rotom not looking so good. Here's Mow with a Simple Beam, another ability change we're going to see. So Heat Rotom, that's a good point. Heat Rotom is now 4 times weak to ground because it can now be hit by ground type moves. It's not good for Heat Rotom. Mud Bomb isn't going to affect Fan Rotom, doubly not going to affect it because it's got Levitate and it's a flying type. Doom Desire from Frost Rotom, that's not going to hit for a couple of turns. Signature move of Jirachi, but we may see that take effect later on. Confuse Ray from Heat Rotom onto Mow Rotom. Confusion can be an absolute pain, and we're going to see it come into effect hopefully during this battle. I want to see Rotom hit itself a couple of times maybe. Here we go, Mist Ball from normal Rotom onto the Fan Rotom. Okay, Fan finally taking some damage, getting a special attack drop. That could be a problem later on. Here it is, Blaze Kick from Fan Rotom onto who? Onto Wash Rotom, so not very effective. Wash Rotom looking really good. Oh, I was going to say looking really good, but now feeling the effects of the burn, which will include the attack being halved. Self-destruct from the Frost Rotom! Frost Rotom's given up! And it hits Mow Rotom, doesn't affect normal Rotom, and does a little bit of damage to Heat Rotom. My word! Frost Rotom wanted to get out of here. Mow Rotom's going to not be confused this turn. Going to use Metronome. Power Trick. Okay, it's going to swap power with which of the other Rotoms? Oh, it switches attack and defense. My apology. I thought it was Power Swap. Power Trick. My bad. Here we go. Wild Charge onto the Mow Rotom. Not quite taking it down. Heat Rotom's trying. Going to take a tiny bit of recoil damage there. Wash Rotom is ready, in the best position at the moment. Wash Rotom's doing fantastic, although uses Miracle Eye, which is basically a waste of a move. Oh dear. That's not good for Mow Rotom, suffering with that burn. Who's next? Normal Rotom, the fastest Rotom. Gonna jump straight in with a Fiery Dance. Is that gonna take down Mow Rotom though? It's on Fan Rotom, so Mow got very lucky there. But there we see a special attack rise from normal Rotom, Heat Rotom, who's in a difficult position at the moment. Dragon Breath, okay. Well, there you go. I said it was a difficult position, but he took down Mow Rotom pretty well, although he's now out of range of Fan Rotom, so that's kind of good for Heat Rotom, but it's also quite bad as well. Lovely Kiss from Wash Rotom is going to put Fan Rotom to sleep. Oh, it's not looking good, is it? I might have to redo this battle because there's going to be a team of Rotom winning. There's the Doom Desire coming into effect on Heat Rotom. Frost Rotom getting revenge from beyond the grave. Wash Rotom taking more burn damage. Oh my word, this is tense. Normal Rotom coming in with a Metronome, with Twin Needle. Not going to be very effective on Fan Rotom. And of course can't apply the poison because Fan Rotom's asleep. So Fan Rotom got a little bit lucky there. Here we go, Heat Rotom with Metronome. Is it going to use something ranged? Ingrain! Ooh, this is a good play! Because now he's going to regain HP each turn. And he's not going to be able to be hit by Fan Rotom from there unless Fan Rotom goes with a flying type move. We get Miracle Eye again from Wash Rotom. Wash Rotom, why don't you realize Miracle Eye is useless in here? Oh my word, Heat Rotom continuing to gain its HP back. Oh my word. Normal Rotom, what have you got? Are you going to defeat Fan Rotom? Clear Smog. It's not going to be enough, is it? No. Oh my word, it did more damage than I thought it would do, but it did remove the stat changes from Fan Rotom. Heat Rotom going for Spark, but it's out of range. Ooh, it's not looking good for Heat Rotom. Although saying that, Heat Rotom still has the ability, has the protection of being over on that side. Spikes, of course, isn't going to do anything. All it's going to do is waste a turn. Fan Rotom gets to use Nightshade, which is going to do 50 damage because of the levels in this battle to normal Rotom. Heat Rotom's going to take its nutrients and absorb some nutrients with those roots. And Wash Rotom is going to take some burn damage. Normal Rotom, do you have an answer to Fan Rotom? Magnet Bomb, resisted of course because it's a steel type move. Fan Rotom is on the ropes though. This is not looking good. What's Wash Rotom going to bring to the table? Wash is going for the Gear Grind. It is resisted though, but it's not looking good for Fan Rotom. Oh my word. 2 hits. Oh, only 2 hits. My word, that could have been detrimental to Fan Rotom. Fan Rotom is doing amazing though to stay here. Bug Buzz from Fan Rotom. Who's it going to hit? It's going to hit Wash Rotom. Put it in a very dangerous position. Is it in range of that burn though? Heat Rotom's going to go for Charm. It's going to fail. It's still going to live using the absorption of nutrients from those roots with the Ingrain. Wash Rotom faints from the burn. Oh my goodness. It's just down to normal and Fan at this point because Heat Rotom's in a great place. Normal Rotom going to use Mirror Shot. Is it going to be enough to take down Fan Rotom? Oh my goodness. It must be on like 1 HP at this point. That's terrifying. Clear Smog. It's going to hit. It's not going to take down normal Rotom, but does remove its stat changes. Oh my word, this is terrifying. Oh goodness, Sheer Cold isn't going to hit from that range. Heat Rotom continues to hide in the corner. Oh my goodness. Normal Rotom, are you going to defeat Fan Rotom? No, it's going to meditate. It's going to take the turn to raise its attack and defense. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm tense. I can't take it. Fan Rotom, are you going to secretly pull out a victory? Goes for the Bullet Punch. Is that going to be enough? It's going to take down normal Rotom. Oh my word. It's down to Fan and Heat. Oh my word. What's Heat's answer? Heat use Metronome. Where's this going to go? Is this going to shuffle to the center? It's going to use Gust. It's in range. Heat Rotom's going to take the victory. That is incredible. Heat Rotom, biding its time, comes out with the victory. Here is your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Heat Rotom. Absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. So there we go. Which of these Pokemon forms is your favourite? Let us know in the comments and also explain to us just why your favourite Rotom is the best Rotom. If you'd like to see your name in the credits to these videos and you'd also like to see these videos before anyone else, consider becoming a Patreon. It's $1 a month, which costs less than a decent cheeseburger. And of course, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video from me. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.